The news does not stop ever since the gameplay reveal for Marvel Spider-Man 2, but we have a fair amount of, I would say, some good news and some news that's more like, okay, that was pretty obvious, why are people asking these questions? And as well, we have a possible hint to what the origin story for the symbiote could be. So make sure to tune in to the end because we will be discussing all of the above in today's video. Before we get into today's video, do you enjoy watching Spider-Man content on YouTube? If so, you found the perfect channel to join. For an affordable price of only $2 a month, you can get exclusive access to priority reply to comments, these cool custom badges I made myself, as well as some Spider-Man emojis.
Like, wait, there's more!
And lastly, you can get early access to content. If any of that sounds interesting, what are you waiting for? Join today. Thank you for your time. Back to your regularly scheduled content. So first, let's talk about a tease from someone over at Insomniac on Twitter. Keep in mind, a lot of stuff in today's video is coming from Twitter, but first we will go over a tweet from Ben Arfman. He tweeted, "Absolutely wild, the mission featured in our gameplay reveal was the very first content I mission directed on Spider-Man 2. Been a long road, even wilder. This isn't even the craziest stuff in the game, not by a long shot. Fall 2023, here we come." I do find it crazy this is the first mission they directed. This is assumingly in the beginning of the game likely, and the fact that this isn't even the craziest stuff in the game, I'm also not surprised about that. I'm sure we are in for one hell of a ride when this game comes out. Insomniac has a crazy track record, like not even just their Spider-Man games, but like their other IPs, one of their more notable ones being Ratchet and Clank, of course. Also, keep in mind, he did reassure us it's coming out this year, fall 2023. Overall, this tweet got me even more hyped than I already am for this game, so if it got you hyped more for the game as well, share your hype with me by liking the video. Now let's move on to some more questions and concerns people had that came off as just, why are you asking these questions? Like, there's so many better questions to ask. The first one is coming from Twitter. Again, someone tweeted at Insomniac, "Can you tell us if we can face swap models?" And Insomniac Games said no. This person is referring to be able to face swap Ben Jordan, Peter face model for the original John Bubniak face model in the original Spider-Man PS4 game. I think this was a super obvious answer, but nice try, I guess. I don't know. It's actually crazy because I recently tweeted about this face swap saying like we will never get over the face swap, and we as in like, you know, the diehard Spider-Man PS4 fans. And the tweet got a little bit of traction, which is cool. Follow me on Twitter, by the way, same user as my YouTube at Scarlet Spider II. But again, one of these questions where it's like, why bother? Like, they've confirmed multiple times that they will not be going back, as sad as that is, to the original John Bubniak face model for Peter Parker in this universe. This next one, I'm gonna put this bluntly, and like, no hate or offense to this person who tweeted this, of course, but come on, man. This next one is just a stupid question, I feel like, at least. This person asked, "Is the latest Spider-Man 2 gameplay footage the final build of the game?" And James Stevenson over at Insomniac replied with a gif laughing, saying no. Come on, guys, we can do better than this. There's so many better questions to ask than that. Like for example, when was this build from? Is it recent? Is it old? Is it from 2021, 2022, or 2023? That would have been a way better question and maybe give us a little more context as far as like maybe like where they are in development of the game, or maybe even like when exactly they really started developing the game, considering, you know, when Ben Arfman said like this was one of the first missions that was directed. Now the next question, this one kind of infuriates me, and I'll explain why in a second, but this next one, someone asked, "Did the graphics get a downgrade from the reveal trailer?" And James Stevenson said no. Three things about this. One, there's a thing called time. It's this crazy concept where seconds turn into minutes, minutes turn into hours, hours turn into days, days turn into weeks, weeks turn into years. Two, I don't know much about video game development, but I would imagine a cutscene rendered using just the engine of the game would automatically just look 100 times better than gameplay, because the gameplay requires the engine and so much more than the engine. So the quality, of course, won't be 100%, especially with the whole concept of time. The quality should still look really good by the time the game comes out, but I feel like, of course, the trailer that ran on just the engine would look better versus gameplay that uses the engine and more to be able to like function and look good in general. But it shouldn't be that much of a difference when the game actually releases. Three, this is why this infuriates me. This reminds me of the puddle fiasco. Yeah, remember that bullshit? Fans got mad that puddles weren't in the final game, or like the trailer or some shit like that. And I think that controversy actually happened again because I was on YouTube and I seen a video saying fans are upset at water again. I didn't watch it, but I shook my head like, God damn it, guys. Like, be fucking for real now. Anyway, enough of me ranting. Moving on. Speaking of James Stevenson, he also ended up tweeting this, which he goes on to say, "Rip to this shot. You were a workhorse for like almost 2 years. I sweat I stopped them from putting it on the back of the box." This is actually hilarious because, as we all know, this became a meme right before the gameplay reveal dropped. Everywhere we went, all we seen was them.
Escape me! I'll chase you to the ends of the earth!
That last shocker meme was from one of the community managers at Insomniac on Twitter, at the Agent of Doom, W Twitter user for that meme. But yeah, again, that was pretty funny tweet. I do wonder what James meant by he stopped them from putting it on the back of the box. I sweat. I'm assuming the box art for the game, the physical disc maybe, but I have no clue. Oh wait, okay, there was a typo. I think he meant to say, "I swear I stopped them from putting it on the back of the box." Yeah, so he's talking about the box art for the game, I'm pretty sure. One more tweet from James Stevenson where he actually talks about people are saying Insomniac spoiled so much when they barely even scratched the surface of the story in the game in general. Again, so hype. But as well, we have a video I will play of Peter Parker voice actor Yuri Lowenthal interviewing IGN, where he also as well touches on this topic, and he goes on to say,
"You saw the gameplay drop. Some of you said, oh, they showed too much. I assure you, you have seen nothing yet. We've just scratched the surface. It is just the thwip of the Spider-Berg. If I may coin that."
You may.
So yeah, guys, don't worry. I'm sure there's so much more we don't even know about the game yet. Insomniac is very calculated with what they do usually. So now let's talk about the possible symbiote hint we may have already got, and it's actually not even in the gameplay reveal. It's actually in one of their previous Spider-Man games. A lot of people have been wondering since Venom was revealed in the original trailer back in 2021, you know, like, where does the symbiote come from? Is it alien? Is it from outer space? Is it man-made by like Oscorp or someone else and maybe Norman found it, stole it, or like will they come up with something new and different? Well, we may actually have gotten a very possible hint to the origin story of the symbiote in the Insomniac universe already. So in Miles Morales, towards the very end of the game, I think it was this mission we had at the Oscorp Science Center. It's actually in the part of the mission where we get to play as young Miles alongside a young Finn Mason. And there were a couple different Easter eggs in the mission, but we're gonna focus on a specific one, this one actually. So here's the image. If I use the one that I think I have, I couldn't find a better image and kind of didn't feel like going back to play the mission for the screenshot. But as you can see right there is a spaceship, and if you look a little closer, it says Oscorp on it. With that, assumingly Oscorp launched spaceships into outer space, and again, assumingly came back with the symbiote to further study it. And as well, this could also hint to a possible character that could be showing up, and that is John Jameson, aka J. Jonah Jameson's son. So with that, it seems like they are taking, for the most part, a super comic accurate route with the symbiote, which I'm totally fine with because we have yet to get a comic accurate Venom in a AAA video game adaptation as big as the Marvel Spider-Man franchise. Or, you know, they could just be also taking inspiration from the 90s cartoon, which that's totally fine too. That was a great cartoon. So I personally don't mind it after this. Like, they can do anything with Venom in video games and I wouldn't care personally. But now let's go back to Yuri Lowenthal. We are going over an article real quick from Games Radar where they talk about Yuri and the MJ voice actor and how they will be hosting the Future Games Show Summer Case, where they will play more than 50 games. And at this event, they may show some more Spider-Man stuff. Who knows? We'll have to see. There have not been any rumors regarding that from my knowledge, but I guess I wouldn't be surprised if they did reveal anything, even if it's something small. So be on the lookout for this just in case. If anything does happen, you know, I'll cover it. So, you know, make sure to subscribe, stay tuned. Well, that was a lot of information. So with that, what do you think of everything we discussed today, especially regarding the symbiote and as well some of the obvious answer questions? Do you think there were obvious answers to those questions or not, and you know, do you think that they're gonna go the outer space route for the symbiote, or do you think they'll go man-made? Make sure you comment your opinion down below so I can discuss all that with you in the comment section. Thank you for taking time out of your day to click on this video. If you are new to the channel, I cover Spider-Man related scoops, rumors, leaks, confirmations for the games, movies, TV shows, and I try to upload as much as I can. So if any of that interests you, hit the subscribe button. We're on the road to 2,000 subscribers, or we may have already hit it. If we did already hit it, thank you for 2,000 subscribers. Really appreciate it. If you want more of this type of content, leave a like on the video. Don't forget to check out my latest video on the left if you haven't already. I hope you have had a good day and that you enjoyed the video. Until next time.